notes operate. Rakesh, you don't even know. Oh. Sash Prakash, the notes is not there. Super welcome. Great. This is Google Classroom for your batch. 1 minute. I don't know what happens to you people. This is Google Classroom, na boss. What is the last shared content of part 2? Edited yesterday. Edited yesterday means what date? Yesterday we shared, right? Yes, na? Edited yesterday. Edited yesterday. That means this is here. Okay. Now let's see what it will do. It provides abstraction layer on plain JDBC and simplifies JDBC style persistence logic development. Simplifies the JDBC style persistence logic development. This module provides the abstraction on plain JDBC technology and simplifies persistence logic. Cool, guys. Okay. Developer thinks that developer develops the Spring application. Here is the developer. Developer develops the Spring application. This is my Spring application. Okay. That uses Spring JDBC. Spring JDBC. Spring JDBC internally uses plain JDBC. Plain JDBC. Okay. What is persistence logic? Super, guys. You don't know what is persistence logic, guys? Without persistence logic only, you completed core Java. You completed advanced Java. Did you study JDBC, my dear? Mr. Nabi Alam. Did you study JDBC? Please answer my question. Yeah. JDBC develops what logics? The code what we write using JDBC is what? Is it not persistence logic, boss? The logic that interacts with the database software and manipulates DB tables data is called persistence logic. Is called persistence logic. Got it? Okay. This will interact with the database software. Or simply performing code operations on database software comes under persistence logic. This is the interaction with the database. Okay. Developer develops the Spring application. The Spring application uses Spring JDBC. And the Spring JDBC uses plain JDBC. And plain JDBC internally talks with the database. Got it, guys? Developer develops. Okay, Spring application uses Spring JDBC. Spring JDBC uses plain JDBC. Plain JDBC interacts with the database. Understanding my statement, guys? The process of is called persistence store. What are the examples for persistence store, guys? What are the examples for persistence store? Come on. The examples for persistence stores are files, database softwares, and etc. Okay, guys. Right, boss. Next one. The data stored in persistence store is called persistent data. Persistent data. Tell me, what is persistent data, guys? Files, content, DB table, tables, records, and etc. DB tables, record, and etc. DB tables, records, and etc. So really nice, boss. Really nice. Okay. Tell me the insert. Alexa, activate balcony central light.
Okay.
The insert, update, delete, and select operations performed on the persistence store. Persistent data of persistence store is called, tell me, guys, are called persistence operations. Are called persistence operation. Yeah, guys. Tell me, these operations are also called as. These operations are also called as CURD operations or code operations. CURD operations or code operation in shortcut, guys. In shortcut, they are called as CURD operations or code operation. Okay, C for what, guys? Create, nothing but insert record. U for what, guys? Update, nothing but modify record. R for what, guys? Read, nothing but select operation. D for what, guys? Delete operation. Remove record. Remove record. Remove record, guys. Super. Okay. Now listen. The logic using which we perform persistence operations. Using which we perform persistence operation is called persistence logic. Is called persistence logic. Tell me example. JDBC code. Spring JDBC code, right? Okay. Spring ORM code. In Spring, we have multiple modules, guys, and Excel. Even Hibernate is also for the same thing. Hibernate code and Excel. Okay. Right now, you worry about Spring JDBC and plain JDBC. Spring JDBC internal uses plain JDBC and simplifies what? Persistence operation. Spring ORM internal uses Hibernate and simplifies persistence operation. I'll talk much about Hibernate when I launch Spring ORM. When I launch Spring ORM. Got it? Super. Okay. Now listen, guys. The technology or framework. The technology or framework using which the persistence logic is developed is called persistence technology or framework. Is called persistence technology or framework. Tell me, guys, JDBC comes under what, guys? Persistence technology. Next, Spring JDBC comes under what? Spring JDBC is a module of Spring framework, right? So this comes under persistence framework. Next, Spring ORM is also module of Spring framework. So that's why it is also comes under what? Persistence framework. It also comes under what? Persistence framework. Cool, super cool, guys. Yeah. So final conclusion is what, guys? Persistence technology or framework is given to develop persistence logic to perform persistence operations on the persistent data of persistence store. On the persistent data of persistence store. Everyone understood my statement or not? Okay. Conclusion. JDBC or Spring JDBC is a persistence technology. JDBC technology, Spring JDBC is a framework. He is given to develop persistence logic to perform persistence operation, nothing but code operations on the persistent data of persistence store. On the persistent data of persistence store. Right, boss? Super. Conclusion, guys. Conclusion. What is conclusion, my dear? Technology application development. Technology style application development. Yeah, plain JDBC application. Tell me, guys, in plain JDBC, what will be there? So far we learned core module to understand what Spring can do. Now, using remaining modules that are now developed on the top of core module, we are going to develop serious applications. We are going to develop serious one module for database connectivity, one module for web application development, one module for security, one for main operations, one for what? Developing additional services. Okay, different modules we'll use for different purposes, guys. Convinced, my dear? Got the clarity, guys? So far, it's like core Spring core module is like core Java of Java. In core Java, we never seriously focus on application development. We focus on concepts of programming. What is class? What is object? What is interface? What is abstract class? What is overloading, overriding? We learn what is Java. We learn basics of Java programming, right? We seriously learn the basics of Java programming. What do you say, my dear? Okay. When it comes to other modules, advanced Java, different technology, we develop serious application. Na? In Spring Framework also, we do the same thing. Core module to understand what Spring can do, what is Spring, concepts of Spring, and etc. etc. So when it comes to advanced topics, advanced module, we seriously go for application. We literally seriously go for application development. Got it? So I'm now comparing plain JDBC application. Load JDBC driver class to register JDBC driver software. Next, establish the connection with database. Create a JDBC statement object. Send and execute the SQL queries in database of gather results and process results. Gather results and process results. Gather SQL query results and process the results. Next, gather results and process the results. Yeah. Gather SQL query results and process the results. Super guys. Tell me next one. Close the connection with the database. I'm simply closing the connection with the database. Yeah, here are my what logics, guys? Common logics. Hey, these are common in all applications or not? Okay. Close the connection. Next one. Common logics. Yeah, these are application specific logics, na boss. They will change application to application. These are application specific logics. Come on. These are definitely application specific logics. Come on, are you with me? Yes, na boss. Tell me. These logics are common in all database software, all application, but these logics will change application to application. These logics will change application to application. Come on. So, what is the note? While developing the plain JDBC application, understanding my statement, guys? While developing the plain JDBC application, we need to write both application specific logics and the common logics. Okay, common logics. Tell me what? This improves burden on the program. This improves burden on the program. Convinced with me, guys? Okay. These common logics are called boilerplate code, guys. These common logics are technically called boilerplate code. Boilerplate code, ra Bob. Boilerplate code. These common logics are called boilerplate code. Tell me, guys, the logics. Listen. The code or logic that repeats. Come on, guys. That repeats across the multiple applications of same type. Applications of same type, either with no changes, or with minor changes. Minor changes is called boilerplate code. is definitely called as what? Boilerplate code. Is called boilerplate. Array, boilerplate is not a solution, Babu, is a problem. Why? Array, what is need of writing same logic again and again? Suppose in one project, 30 places I am using JDBC. 30 places I should write this common logic, this one. Only these two lines, these two lines will change application to application, right? Here is my what, guys? Spring JDBC application. Spring JDBC application, which is a framework application. Okay, guys, tell me, guys. Create JDBC template class object. Either manually through container. Either manually or through IOC container. Either manually or through IOC container. Next, send and execute the SQL query in database. Next, gather results and process the results. Gather results and process the results. Srikanth పంపిస్తుంది. రిపేర్కి వచ్చారు. Gather results and process the results, guys. Okay, now listen, guys. These are application specific logics, na boss. These are application specific logics, na boss. Okay, and this will take care of what? Takes care of common logics. Takes care of common logics. Are you understanding my statement, guys? This will ultimately takes care of common logics. Come on. And common. So that means, are we writing common logics? No. If you make IOC container creating this class object, if you make IOC container creating this class object, come on, automatically all operations takes place or not? That means burden on the programmer will be reduced drastically or not? Burden on the programmer will be reduced drastically or not? I want reply. I want reply. Takes care of common logics. These are application specific logics. Come on, are you with me? So that means there is no boilerplate code problem, right? Gather the results and process the results. Everyone getting? So see, here so many steps are there. Here very less number of steps are there. Did you realize that? Did you understand that, boss? Come on. Yeah, that means is there any boilerplate code problem here? Is there any boilerplate code problem here? Come on. There is no boilerplate code problem, right? Super, guys. Now let's see. Let's start understanding limitations of plain JDBC. Limitations of plain JDBC technology. Plain JDBC technology. Limitations of plain JDBC technology. Yeah. Plain JDBC technology. Now tell me what is number one? Rises boilerplate code problem. Rises boilerplate code problem. Got it. Boilerplate code problem. So definitely rises boilerplate code problem or not? Done. Okay. Next. Okay. Burden on the programmer. Programmer will be more because he needs to take care of both application specific logics and common logics. Next, guys. Next one, guys. All exceptions in JDBC are checked exception. So the developer must catch and handle the exception. Catch and handle the exception. Yes or no? Must catch and handle exception. There is a pressure, boss. Next, D. Supports only what, guys? Positional parameters. Supports only positional parameters in the SQL code. Supports only positional parameters in the SQL queries, right? That means no support for named parameter. Array, in the SQL queries, we get question mark symbol. Array, now I need JDBC knowledge about it. I hope everyone is having plain JDBC knowledge. Do you have plain JDBC knowledge, guys? Can you respond in the classroom, please? Everyone completed JDBC? Okay, not deep, fine, but at least basic awareness is there. What is JDBC driver? What is JDBC driver class, right? What is JDBC driver class? This kind of things you studied or not? Okay, how to establish the connection? How to establish the connection? What is statement object? What the basic knowledge now? I'm happy for that. Super. Supports only positional param in the SQL queries. That means no support for named params. Okay, guys. Next. Right, boss. Now tell me. JDBC result set object is non-serializable object. JDBC result set object is non-serializable object. So we cannot send that object over the network. We cannot send that object data over the network. Can we send non-serializable object data over the network, boss? Can we send non-serializable objects data over the network, boss? Say something, boss. Come on. Can we send non-serializable object data over the network? Is it possible? Okay, but by default, JDBC result set object is serializable object. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not, right? Next, boss. F. F. No proper support for transaction management. No proper support for transaction management. What is transaction management? The process of executing relevant logics by applying do everything or nothing principle is called transaction management. The process of executing relevant logics by applying do everything or nothing principle comes under transaction management or not. For example, you take a transfer money operation. It's a combination of how many operations, boss? It's a combination of how many operations? Two. One is withdraw money from source account. Number two, deposit money into destination account. If completed, both should be completed. If one operation fails, other operation fails. So that time, do everything or nothing principle is required or not required? Definitely do everything or nothing principle is required or not required? No doubt required, boss. So what is this? It is the process of executing. Okay, process of combining related operations into single unit and executing them by applying do everything or nothing principle. Principle is called transaction management. Is called transaction management. By applying do everything or nothing principle is called transaction management. Clear, guys? Got the clarity, my dear? Okay, now listen. Transfer money operation. Transfer money operation. Okay. How many operations, guys? Withdraw money from source account. Next, withdraw money from source account. Deposit the money into destination account. Yeah. Both these operations must be executed together. Must be executed together. Come on. By applying do everything or nothing principle. By simply applying do everything or nothing principle. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Must be executed together by applying do everything or nothing principle. Or nothing principle. This needs transaction management. Understanding my statement? This definitely needs a transaction management support or not? Okay. Yeah. No, these are the various problems, guys. We don't have proper support in JDBs. Nice, boss. Next, Spring JDBC advantages. Spring JDBC advantages. A provides the abstraction on plain JDBC technology and simplifies the application development process. Right now? Okay. Avoids the boilerplate code problem. Avoids the boilerplate code problem. Avoids the boilerplate code problem. Super. Tell me next one. It simply avoids the boilerplate code problem. Super. Spring JDBC advantages. Next, supports Spring JDBC throws. Spring JDBC throws. What is this? Unchecked exceptions. Spring JDBC throws unchecked exceptions. That means exception handling is optional. Exception handling is optional. Come on, guys. Next. Spring JDBC allows us to get the select SQL query results. In our choice format. In our choice format. That means there is no need of dealing with that means there is no need of dealing with results set object direct. Results set object direct. Got it. We can get the results in the in our for choice formats. Okay. Next was gives good support for transaction management. Gives good support for transaction management. Okay. Okay. Provides. I'll explain what is callback interfaces later, guys. Callback interfaces to generate more customized results. To generate more customized results. I'll explain callback interfaces in future, boss. Don't worry. Nice, guys. Seriously nice now? Okay. Now listen carefully. Spring JDBC application. Okay. Operation. This is taken care by Spring JDBC a programmer. That work is taken care by Spring JDBC a programmer. This is what we need to find. Here is my operation. Here is my this. Here is my this. Got it, guys? Super. Yeah. Connection with the database. 1 minute. Resist activating JDBC driver. Yeah. Who will take care, guys? Spring JDBC will take care, or programmer will take care. Spring JDBC will take care. Right, boss? That part we need not to do. Yes, establishing connection with the database software. Establishing connection with the database software. Who will take care, guys? Spring JDBC. Creating JDBC statement object. Who will take care, guys? Spring JDBC. Super. Preparing SQL query. Preparing SQL query. Who will take care? Programmer will take care. No here, no. Who will take care? Programmer will take care. Next. Super. Preparing SQL queries, guys. Preparing SQL queries. Tell me, what is the next one? Okay. Setting values to SQL queries. SQL query params. Yeah, who will take care of that? Spring JDBC or programmer? Programmer only should set the values. Okay. Executing the SQL queries. SQL queries. Who need to execute SQL queries? In database software. If you set all these things, Spring JDBC will take care of this. If you set all these things, we will take care of this. The Spring JDBC will take care of all these things. Next, G. Okay. Processing the results of SQL queries. processing the results of SQL queries. What is there? Yes. Who will take care of this one? We only should process the results. You need not to worry about it. Right? Next. H. Exception handling. Exception handling. Yes. Closing connection with the database software. Closing the connection with the database software. Okay, who will take care of this? All operations are taken care by Spring JDBC itself, na boss? Come on, my dear. All these operations are only programmer need to do only two things. Prepare query and send and execute set the values to query parameter. Set the values to query parameter. In remaining all places, programmer job is no. Programmer job is no. Programmer job is no. That means your life is simplified in Spring JDBC application. Majority of works are taken care by what? Spring JDBC itself. Come on. Okay, guys. Different ways of developing persistence logics. Okay. Using Spring JDBC. In persistence logic in Spring JDBC. In Spring JDBC. Tell me, guys, using what is that? JDBC template. Next, using named parameter JDBC template. Using named parameter JDBC. That is number 2. Number 3. Using simple JDBC template. Removed from Spring 4.x. Removed from Spring 4.x. Next, guys. Using, tell me, simple JDBC insert and simple JDBC call. Using simple JDBC insert, simple JDBC call. Next, mapping SQL operations, nothing but queries. Mapping SQL operations, nothing but queries, nothing but queries as inner classes. As inner classes. Mapping SQL operation, nothing but queries as inner classes. You guys? Okay. Now we are going to discuss 3 things around. Because remaining all are not required. We study this. Industry uses these 3 things a lot. Remaining are not required. These 3 techniques we are using. These 3 things we use in 3 different places. So remaining things not required. These are complex. Very complex. That's why we don't prefer. This is very complex. This is removed Rababu. Removed from Spring 4.x. And remaining 3 are left. You're going to study all these things or not. In Spring JDBC, we can use all the 3 things. I think you got basic idea about